Jai Hind dosto, this is Ananya, your master teacher at Vedantu for Social Science. How are you all? I hope you guys are taking very good care of yourself. So students, what are we going to do today? Today we are going to continue with our Indian national movement, and today I am going to tell you some other reasons behind the war of 1857. That was a very first war of independence of 1857 against Britishers. So, like as I told you in my last session, there were many reasons of the war of 1857. If you guys remember, in my last session, I told you guys political causes and the military causes. Okay, just hold on. Yeah, I told you guys political causes and the military causes of the first war of independence. Today, I'm going to continue with some more reasons of socio-religious and the economic causes of the Indian national movement of the war of 1857. So as I told you, there were various reasons behind the war of 1857. All right. So today we are going to focus on these two reasons. I know you guys are very, very excited. So am I. So without wasting much time, let's get started. And last time I gave you some homework questions and I really appreciate many students gave the answer in the comment section. So I'm going to display their names at the end of the session and I'm going to give you some more questions related to the topic I'm going to cover today. Okay, so make sure that you guys are giving me the right answer in the comment section. All right, chalo, let's get started, guys, with the social, religious, and the economic causes of First War of Independence. Now, students, Britishers introduced many positive changes. Yes, like they introduced many positive changes in India so that they can improve the condition of people in India. But Indians took it in a negative way. Obviously, guys, it's a human nature if someone tries to interfere in our religious or the social customs, and especially the one who is ruling our country from outsider who is ruling our country, and that government or a person who is trying to interfere in our customs and religion, definitely we will not like that, obviously. But let me tell you guys, the changes which they did were actually positive changes. And you will also say, sir, कि एकदम सही किया था उन्होंने. Do you know what they did? First of all, in 1829, sati system was abolished. Do you know, guys, what is sati system? Sati was a system wherein the widow woman was supposed to sit atop on the pyre. Pyre, Pyre. Okay, I'll write down the term Pyre. So the woman was so supposed to sit atop on the pyre, that is, and the woman was supposed to burn alive. Yes, she was cremated, like the body which was cremated, her husband's body which was cremated, she was supposed to sit on that pyre and she was burnt alive. Just imagine. It is very difficult for us to imagine, and this was a custom in India. This was ended by Britishers. Exactly. Next, widow remarriages were allowed, were started from 1856. So widows were not allowed to remarry, but yeah, after this Widow Remarriage Act of 1856, the widow remarriages were allowed. Amazing, guys. Not only this, guys, they also opened Western education for girls. Now, how we took this in a negative way? Guys, what we started thinking that Western education is purposely introduced by the Britishers to convert them into Christianity. So to convert Hindus or Muslims into Christianity. So this is how we started taking all these changes in a negative way. I hope you guys are understanding. They did a very good thing like abolition of sati in 1829, Widow Remarriages Act of 1856, opening of Western education for girls, but we personally took it in a negative way. One of the reason why people in India revolted against Britishers in 1857. I hope you guys are understanding. As I told you initially, there were many reasons behind the war of 1857. I'm telling you all those reasons. Apprehensions about modern innovation, guys. Okay, so this is something like they were trying to establish transportation, communication. They were trying to establish and expand the network of transportation and communication in India, but we took it in a negative way. Like for example, telegraph poles were erected. What we thought, these telegraph poles are erected to hang Indians, the Indians who are going against the Britishers or the policy of Britishers, they will be hanged on these poles. This is what the notion which we adopted. Are you guys understanding? Next, guys, there were some Orthodox Indians. Orthodox means traditional, old thinking wale log, those people who have a traditional belief, purane khayalat wale log, those Orthodox Indians, guys, did not like sitting arrangements in the railway compartments. Guys, at that time, it was not considered for higher caste people to sit with the lower caste people. And this is how the arrangements were done. Like the higher caste people and the lower caste people sitting together. So some Orthodox people went against this idea. Exactly. So definitely, guys, can you say this is also one of the reasons why people revolted against Britishers? Yes, exactly. They believed that, like, they means Indians believed that British had made such arrangements to defy their caste and religion. Okay, to do not show respect. Okay, they started disrespecting our caste and religion. They started ignoring our caste and religion. Okay, so this is what Indians started believing. Next, guys, there was a lot of corruption in our administration. Police officers were corrupted, which common person like common Indian was looted, was oppressed, and was tortured. So there was a lot of corruption in the administration. One of the reason behind why, due to poor administration of Britishers in India, we revolted against the Britishers in 1857. Next, oppression of the poor. That the judicial system was very complex nature. How? Flogging, torturing, and imprisonment of the cultivators. So, guys, basically, the peasants or the farmers who were unable to pay the taxes on time, they were tortured. The taxes were taken from them, and if they are unable to pay the taxes on time, the land was confiscated. Exactly. So, the judicial system was very complex, and the poor was oppressed. Lot of exploitation was done against the poor. In fact, every Indian was exploited in some or the other extent. But yeah, if we consider poor, if we talk in context with the poor, then they were deeply exploited. Now, they had a policy of racial discrimination. Now, guys, what is racial discrimination? Discriminating someone on the basis of skin color or differentiating someone on the basis of ethnic group or language. That is racial discrimination. Basically, guys, racial discrimination focuses on differentiating someone on the basis of skin color and ethnic group. So, what they used to believe that whites are superior and blacks are inferior. So, we Indians were tagged as blacks and they used to consider as inferior. So guys, due to this racial discrimination, due to this differentiation between the whites and blacks, that is what they tagged as they were considered as white and we were considered as blacks. There was a lot of discrimination. And due to the discrimination in Indian society, this was also one of the reasons behind the war of 1857. Okay, so let me read everything in detail, guys. Like, first of all, Britishers were rude and arrogant towards Indians. Britishers used to believe that they were superior to Indians because Indians were tagged as blacks and whites are more superior as it was tagged by Britishers. Followed the policy of contempt towards the Indians. So they used to disrespect Indians. They also dubbed Muslims as cruel and unfaithful. They also tagged Muslims as they are cruel and unfaithful. They are not loyal. So they started ill-treating and insulted and they started insulting Indians. What do you think, guys? If such kind of behavior is done with us, obviously, guys, we will not appreciate such behavior. Again, one of the reason behind why the war of 1857 took place. As I told you guys, and I will go on telling you that there were many reasons behind the war of 1857. Guys, if you're liking the video, do not forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. It is absolutely free of cost. Okay. Let's go it, guys. Now, activities of missionaries. Now, guys, who are referred as missionaries or Christian missionaries? Guys, these are the people who travel to other country to spread their religion, to spread Christianity. So those are referred as missionaries. Now, what they did, what missionaries were doing, they denounced idol worship and dubbed local belief as ignorance. So, guys, in our society, we have lot many beliefs. Okay, so which do not have any proof. Like let's take an example. If I tell you, like I see God in this object. Let's take an example. I can feel God in this object. I see God in this object. So they started ignoring these beliefs. Guys, this is my belief and this is related to my sentiments. And if someone tries to go against my belief, or if someone tries to disrespect my belief, try to understand, it will hurt my sentiment. I hope you guys are getting it. Like there are lots and lots of belief. They started dubbing those local beliefs as ignorance. Oh, this is not right. ये सब कुछ भी फालतू बातें होती है. Yes. Try to understand, guys. It was hurting the religious sentiments of the Indians. Okay. After 1813, activities of Christian missionaries increased that feared Indians. Guys, what kind of fear we had? Guys, the kind of fear which we had developed was like they will convert us into Christianity. Okay, Indians had a belief that they are here to convert Hindus and Muslims into Christianity. So this was the fear which we started developing. Okay. Now, the next one, law of property. My dear students, make sure that you guys pause the video and make a note of each and everything. Do not take the screenshot. Take out one book, write down the name of the chapter, write down the name of the topic, and make a note of each and everything. Okay? Great. That's amazing. Yeah. Next, law of property. Now, what was the law of property and how this was one of the reasons behind the war of 1857? Guys, the Religious Disabilities Act changed the Hindu law property. Now, guys, what Hindu law property says? Guys, it's like my father's property is basically going to be transferred to me. I hope you are understanding. Let's take an example. This is my house, and this house belongs to my father. So after him, this property will belong to him, to me. So that is Hindu law of property, inherent property. What they did, what Britishers did, they changed the Hindu law property. How? It enabled a convert from Hinduism to other religious faith. The property will only be inherited, or it will be given only on the grounds when you will be converted into some other religion. That is, they wanted to convert Hindus into Christianity. Then only you have the right over the property of your father. Just imagine, guys. So indirectly they were forcing us to convert from Hindus to Christianity. Yes. So can you say this might be one of the facts? Yes, this was a major reason behind the war of 1857. Not only this, guys, many reasons are going to come up. Yeah, the story is still there, and there are many reasons are going to come up. The story just started. Next, fear regarding Western education. Guys, this point I already told you about Western education. Guys, basically they were trying to implement Western education in India and they were ignoring our Oriental learning. Now, guys, what is Oriental learning? This term is very important. Guys, Oriental learning is something related to the study of language, religion, the people, the history of the Far Eastern countries. Okay, like India is an Eastern nation, right? So the study of language, religion, the people, the history of those Far Eastern nations comes under Oriental learning. It specifically studies on the Asian countries. Okay, so what Britishers were trying to do, Britishers were trying to give more emphasis on Western education rather than Oriental learning. We started believing that they are purposely ignoring the Oriental learning and they are giving more importance to Western education to convert the people into Christianity. Yes. So this was the belief of our Pandits and Maulvis. And I don't think so they were wrong. Okay, this is not in context with British, this is in context with Pandits and Maulvis. So they were absolutely right. They were trying to protect our Oriental learning. Alright. As I told you, they believed that Western education started to convert their children to Christianity. So that was a belief which we started, we started believing that this is the idea of Britishers. That is why they are introducing Western education. Alright, guys. So these are socio-religious causes. Next, they started taxing our religious places. Guys, this was the biggest reason they started taxing our religious places, which was never done. by the previous rulers. Now these people, Britishers, what they did, they started taxing our religious places. And there were many people who were dependent upon such places for their livelihood. So now it became very difficult for them to survive. I hope you guys are understanding many reasons gave rise to the War of 1857. Okay, so guys, before we understand more reasons about the War of Independence, I hope you guys are liking the lecture. If yes, do not forget to hit the like button. And guys, now let me tell you something about our pro subscription plan. If you haven't tried our subscription, guys, then definitely you should give it a try. Why? Let me tell you some reasons. First of all, guys, we are giving you a promise. This promise will never be given to you by any of the offline institute or any of the online institute except Vedantu. Now, what promise we are giving you? Before I tell you about our promise, let me tell you about our features we have in Vedantu. If you enroll to Vedantu, here you will get unlimited access to live classes. Guys, I'm not talking about limited. I'm talking about unlimited live classes. No recordings, unlimited live classes with all the high level quizzes. You guys always demand on YouTube, ki, sir, please do Menti, please do Menti. So over there in every session, at least 4 to 5 times, I take Menti. And not even me, all our teachers, like be it science or be it mathematics, in every session, we have got a Menti quiz. And guys, while you attempt those quizzes, you are competing with the students from throughout the world. How? Because students in Vedantu are not only from India, they are from different countries also. So just look at your competition. Not only this, you can also watch the replays. If due to any reason, if you miss out the session, like due to maybe some poor connectivity or due to some family functions, if you miss out the session, then you can watch the replays. How many times? N number of times, unlimited times you can watch the replays. After 1 week, if you want to watch the replay, you can watch. After 1 month, you want to watch the replay, you can watch anytime. And those are going to be interactive. Now, guys, what are interactive replays? Basically, you can participate in those quizzes as well, and you can find your name on leaderboard. So it is equivalent to a live session. Not only this, guys, you can download the handwritten notes of your master teachers, so the problem of notes is also solved. Not only this, doubt solving during the session. Guys, this is the most asked questions to the teachers. Okay, like, sir, okay, we are able to understand everything, but what about our doubts? Guys, are you guys able to ask me doubts over here on YouTube? No, I know you guys are able to understand everything, but what about your doubts? If you have any query, then what you can do? Yes, if you enroll to our sessions, you guys can ask me doubts over there. So all your doubts are catered during the session. 100% doubts are solved. Continuously tests are taken, assignments are given to you. Not only this, guys, you have an access to enroll to micro courses and crash courses which are going to be absolutely free for you. Do you know, guys, what are micro courses? Guys, micro courses are basically if you want to attend a session of any specific chapter. Let's take an example, you want to attend any XYZ chapter of any subject, then you can enroll to a separate micro course and no need to pay for that. And these are going to be unlimited for you. Just imagine, guys, so many benefits we have. So basically, you are attending more and more number of classes with lesser the price. Okay, how you guys enroll? It is very simple, yeah. The link is there in the description box. You can check out the link, and it is also pinned in the very first comment. So once you click on that link, you will be redirected to our website, wherein you guys can choose your plans accordingly. Okay, and if you want discounts, if you want, okay, then you can apply my coupon code as ADPRO. You will get flat 10% discount. If you want, you can apply this code. Okay, so guys, we have got 3 plans. Okay, every plan has got some additional feature, like if you take our pro classic plan, here you will get a doubts app, wherein after the session also, if you have any query, you can ask doubts. In pro plus, you will get a personal mentor. Who is a personal mentor? That person will be there with you throughout the year to help you with all your academic related doubts, will help you with all your assignments throughout the year. Exactly. Guys, amazing benefit of these plans is like you can try it for 1 month also. Try it for 1 month, take some experience, and this is my guarantee. You will enroll to our long-term batches. By the way, guys, you can enroll directly to our long-term batches for entire year. But yeah, at least try it for a month. That is what I recommend you. Okay, great. And guys, in every way, you can apply my coupon code as ADPro. The price will come down. So, guys, what promise I'm giving you? Before I tell you the promise, guys, let me tell you one thing. The fees you give, which you give to the Vedantu, it actually becomes zero. Do you know why? Because end of the day, you are getting access to unlimited micro courses. And when something is unlimited, when you divide your fees with n number of classes with unlimited, it will come to zero. So actually you are paying zero. In short, are you guys getting it? So what promise we are giving you? Just listen to me very, very carefully. As I told you, no one will give you this promise. What is that promise? Guys, after taking our long-term batches, if you feel there has been no progress, if you feel there has been no progress, we will give your fees back. Yes, you have heard it right. No progress, get your course fees back. No questions asked. We will return your fees back. But for that, we just need a small commitment from your end. Like you have to attend nearly 70, minimum 75% of the attendance should be there, and a minimum of 75% completion of the assigned test. If you guys give us such commitment, then we are giving you a promise. Still, in the case of performance improvement is not as per your expectation. I'm telling as per your expectations. Try to understand. That is not me like I will set the expectation. You will be setting the expectation. And if the expectations is not per as per your, if the improvement is not as per your expectations, we will return your course fees back. Guys, what else you want? No one will give you this promise. We are giving you. Guys, batches are already started. Make sure that you enroll to these batches, and some batches are going to come up. So make sure that you hurry up and join our batches. Like you can see, yeah, 17 May the batches are started, and already like the batches are going to start in near future also. So make sure that you enroll to these batches ASAP. The link is there in the description box. Now, going ahead with the economic causes, my dear students, as I told you about the socio-religious causes, now I will tell you more about the economic causes. Okay, so let's get started about economic causes. First of all, exploitation of economic resources. Guys, the money was drained from India towards England in many ways. How? Let's understand. First of all, guys, agriculture in India was made an economic colony to serve the interest of the industrial needs of England. As you guys are already aware, industrialization was going on in England. Okay, due to industrialization, there was a lot of development. They wanted raw material. So what they did, they started concentrating on India. They started taking raw materials from India at a cheaper rate, and these raw materials were converted into finished products in England and sold at higher prices in the world market, including India. So just imagine taking cotton as a raw material at rupees 100 and making a finished product as t-shirt and selling it into 2000 rupees. I hope you guys are understanding. That is what they were trying to do. Exactly. So as I told you, raw materials were taken at a cheaper rates and they were exported to England. Over there, it was converted into finished products and then they were sold into world market and also India. Guys, understand. At the same time, Indians were made to accept duty-free ready-made goods. All those industrial goods were not sold in Indian market and they were cheaper. They were of a better quality, you can say. Okay, let's not take into better quality, but they were cheap. Simple as that, guys. If I tell you this t-shirt is for 100 rupees, okay, this is an Indian made, handmade t-shirt, and a t-shirt coming from England. The almost same quality I'm getting at 50 rupees. So obviously majority of the people will support the 50 rupees dollar t-shirt as compared to 100 rupees. That was happening in India, due to which this ruined the Indian industries. Okay, the story is not yet over. Now listen to me carefully. Next, drain of wealth. As I already told you, Indian money was drained towards England. Okay, through many ways. Like for example, after the conquest of Bengal, the Britishers purchased raw materials from surplus revenue of Bengal and profit from the duty-free inland trade. Now let me give you one now let me tell you one story. Guys, before Bengal was captured by Britishers, what they used to do, Britishers used to come with the gold and in exchange, they used to take Indian made goods. Okay, and they used to take to England. Now, after the conquest of Bengal, after they captured Bengal, after they dominated their colonies, after they established their colonies in Bengal, what they did? Guys, simply they stopped bringing gold in India. And what they did, they started taking raw material from India at a cheaper rate. And those raw materials were taken to England and they were converted into finished products and they were sold at higher prices. This is how India was exploited. Not only this, drain includes the salaries, the incomes, and the savings of the Englishmen. Obviously, guys, there were many officers, British officers who were working in India. Obviously, not free of cost, so they were paid money. When they were paid money, that money was indirectly taken to England. This is how the money was drained from India towards England. Can you say this can be one of the causes behind the War of 1857? Yes, this was the major cause behind the War of 1857. One of the major cause. Some more reasons. Like guys, you have to remember this. Dadabhai Naoroji, he was an Indian political leader. He wrote a book, Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. So this was published by Dadabhai Naoroji. Guys, in this book about economic, there is a lot of description given by detailing given for the economic exploitation which was done by Britishers in India. Not only this, decay of cottage industries and handicraft. Now, guys, our cottage industries, our small industries and handicrafts started to declining, almost closed. How? Again, the reason remains the same. Heavy duties on Indian silk and cotton textile in Britain. So, our Indian silk products and the cotton textile products which were sold to Britishers market, which were exported in England, lot of taxes were imposed on such goods which were exported from India to England. But at the same time, their finished made products, their machine made goods, when they were imported in India, very less tax was imposed. I hope you guys understand it, due to which what happened. This brought misery to the artisans. Misery means they become very, very poor. And in short, by mid of 19th century, export of cotton and silk goods from India ceased. It started decreasing. Obviously, guys, if someone is going to impose lots and lots of taxes, guys, purposely it was imposed. There was a reason behind imposing more taxes on the Indian export of cotton and silk goods from India to discourage the export from India to England, because they wanted to encourage their products from England to India. So due to which many artisans lost their job, lost their livelihood, and they became more poor. Guys, like, I do not have any words to express myself, but yeah, this was the situation. As I told you in my last session, there was no single reason behind the War of 1857. There were many reasons. From 1757 to 1857, almost for 100 years, okay, it took them nearly 100 years to establish their rule in India, and they exploited each and every segment of Indian society. Yes, you can see the exploitation which is going on. Now, economic decline of peasantry. Now, guys, due to the new land revenue system, due to the new land policy which was introduced by Britishers, peasants became very, 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 very poor. How? Guys, let me tell you the difference between the old revenue policies and the new land revenue policies. Guys, when Britishers were not there in India, the peasants were supposed to pay taxes in the form of grains. Okay, and if due to any reasons that, like due to some natural calamity, yeah, due to bad harvest, they are unable to pay money, then in that case the taxes were waived off. They were waived off, they were exempted. So in that case, peasants were not supposed to pay taxes. On the other hand, when Britishers came into India, they changed the land revenue policies. Now peasants were supposed to pay taxes on time and in the form of grains, in the form of cash, not in the form of grains. Now, peasants are supposed to pay taxes in the form of cash. Secondly, on time. If they are unable to do so, then their land would be confiscated. जबरदस्ती छीन लिया जाएगा उनका land. Yes. Now, because of this fear, what our peasants did? Because they were unable to repay the loan, unable to pay the taxes on time, what they did? They started taking loan from landowners or money lenders to pay the taxes. And if the peasants were unable to repay the loan to the moneylender or the landlords, the land would be confiscated either by the landowner or by the moneylender or by the government. So in every situation, peasant was suffering. And this is how the economic conditions started declining. Yes, so this was economic decline of peasantry due to the new land revenue policies which was introduced by Britishers. Growing unemployment. Now, this is something very important point. Guys, I hope you are liking the session. Yes, do not forget to hit the like button. Now, traditional rulers, like the rulers before Britishers, traditional rulers had given financial support to the scholars, preachers, and the men of art. So, guys, the people who deserved, like preachers, the scholars, or the men of art, they deserved financial support from the Indian rulers. So, guys, those traditional rulers before Britishers, they used to support these people financially. But due to the expansion of British rule in India, they stopped supporting these people, because of which these people became unemployed. So indirectly, these people became the enemies of Britishers. Unemployment started increasing. Okay, that is a very common thing which was seen during the time of Britishers between 1757 and 1857. Now, inhuman treatment to indigo cultivator. Guys, indigo plantation was very profitable, but the condition of indigo peasants was inhuman. Indigo plantation was profitable, and this was forced by Britishers upon the farmers that you have to that you have to focus on cultivation of indigo rather than other crops. Guys, indigo comes under cash crops, and peasants were exempted, or they were not allowed to grow food crops like rice, wheat, and all such crops. Peasants were forced to plant only indigo. If they planted anything, their crops were destroyed, and cattle were carried off as punishment. Guys, due to which, what was the result? Let me tell you. Because of this, India was facing a lot of famine-like situation. Guys, do you know what is famine? The very next point is related to famine. Guys, famine means extreme shortage of food is known as famine. Extreme shortage of food is known as famine, which gave rise to the concept of poverty and famine. Yes. So due to natural calamity, due to drought, due to bad harvest, due to bad administration, there was famine in India. And due to famine, that is extreme shortage of food, people were becoming poorer and poorer. Again, one of the reasons behind the war of 1857. Okay, you can just look at the condition, guys, of people. It is difficult to see these images. Now, guys, decline of the landed aristocracy. Now, guys, you will not believe what happened. Inam Commission of 1852. Now, what is Inam Commission of 1852? Estates were confiscated, taken forcibly on the grounds of lack of title deeds. Now, what is the meaning of lack of title deeds? If someone is unable to show the documents like this land belongs to me, then the land would be confiscated. If this part of land belongs to my father, was belong to my forefather, used to be belong to my forefathers, now this is my property, but I do not have a proper documentation, then in that case my land will be confiscated, it will be taken by the Britishers. And guess nearly 20,000 lands were confiscated by Britishers under this Inam Commission of 1852. 20,000. So because of which this brought land aristocracy to poverty. So guys, you can just imagine, like, there were many reasons. I almost took 2 sessions just to tell you the reasons behind the war of 1857, and more reasons are yet to come in the coming sessions. So you can just imagine what kind of war would have taken place in 1857. Yes, I know you guys are excited to know the war of 1857. So am I excited to tell you the war of 1857. But before that, it is very important to understand the reasons behind it. So guys, for today it is going to be enough for the day. That is socio-religious causes. That is what we saw in today's session about the socio-religious causes and the economic causes. Make sure that you pause the video and make a note of everything. Now, guys, as I committed to you at the start of the session, I'm going to tell you the names of those students who gave the right answer in the comment section related to the homework questions which I gave you in the last session. And the homework questions were, which among the following is not the correct pair? So the very first one, Battle of Buxar, 1760, is wrong. Second, the name of the adopted son of Rani of Jhansi was Anand Rao. And the third question was, subsidiary alliance was introduced by Lord Wellesley. So guys, these three questions I gave you as a homework, and let me tell you guys, those three students who gave the fastest answer in the comment section, and I really appreciate all the students who actually try to give the answer in the comment section. Okay, that's great. Yeah. So let me tell you the names of the students. Kya baat hai? Siddhi Jain, Kirtika, and Kusum. That's amazing. Yeah, congratulations to all of you, and not only these students, to all the students. Okay, that's amazing, guys. Great job. I want you guys to give the answer in a similar way in the comment section. Okay, yeah, guys. So now the homework question is: Widow Remarriage Act was introduced in which year? Option A 1853, option B 1854, option C 1855, or is it option D 1856? Next question. Inam Commission gave its report in which year? 1850, 1851, 1852, or is it 1856? And only two questions we have for the homework. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the session. Make sure that do not forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. And make sure that you guys are giving me the answer in the comment section. And if you guys are not a part of Vedantu yet, make sure that you guys are enrolled into our session, guys. At least try it for a month. This is my guarantee. You will start loving Vedantu. Chalo. Thank you so much, guys, for being there with me throughout the session. I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take very, very good care of yourself. Bye bye. Take care.